Hi, my name is Collin Turk. With rising gas prices, limited fuel reserves, and the destabilization of the environment, developing transportation technology that utilizes other forms of storing and releasing potential energy is becoming more and more important. We need to develop new technologies and utilize them if we're to survive the century. Electric vehicles are quickly becoming a viable source of transportation, and it's making more and more sense to adopt them on a large scale. I have studied electric vehicles for over 5 years, and I believe they are one of the solutions to the dirty energy problem. Oil is not going to be a viable source of energy for very much longer. We have already reached peak production of oil, in which all of the easy access to oil is gone. We're now looking for harder and harder and more dangerous ways to extract oil, and our dependency on it is increasing every single year. Most of what's left is deep underwater, and when trying to extract that, the additional pressure and the different environment has the potential to create spills, which can be devastating to the natural environment. Reserves are also limited. If we look at this chart by Econonet, we can see that the projected resources we have that are oil-based or carbon-based are going to drop off somewhere around 2050. And if we don't change what we're currently doing, our entire world economy is going to be destabilized. We will not have enough energy to satisfy the demand. And these projections are based upon existing consumption. We can expect that consumption is going to increase over time. If we were to start using our reserves today, they would not last us much longer than 80 years. And once they're out, they're out. But just because we have reserves doesn't necessarily mean that we should be using them. In any type of carbon-based chemical reaction, carbon dioxide is going to be released into the atmosphere. This heats the planet and is really bad for the ecology on the planet. We're basically playing a waiting game to see how bad things can get before we're going to drastically change everything. But there are other solutions that we can adopt when it comes to storing and releasing potential energy. Electric vehicles are becoming more and more practical. New designs are improving on the range of electric vehicles, and they're starting to become more practical for a regular consumer. Tesla has made a vehicle called the Model S, which has completely redesigned the way cars function. Rather than having a traditional internal combustion engine, it has electric motors on the front and rear axle, and then the entire underside of the body is a battery pack. It runs 100% on electricity. But just because it's an electric car does not mean it's sacrificing its performance. The Model S does 0 to 60 in the same time as a Lamborghini Gallardo or a Ferrari F430 at 3.8 seconds 0 to 60. Furthermore, it has no transmission, so the wear and tear on the car over time will be significantly less because there's only one moving part, and that's the axle, which is connected directly to the electric motor. And because electric motors can spin up to such a high RPM, there's no need for a transmission. It's one gear, and it's go. And with an electric car, you have 100% torque at 0 RPM. There is no torque curve. It just goes. Furthermore, the battery pack is capable of sustaining over 300 miles to a charge, but you can charge it at home. And there's an expanding supercharger network being put together by Tesla, which as of last year, it is now capable to drive from LA to New York completely using the supercharger network, which will give you a half charge in a half hour's worth of charging. And it's completely free. With improvements of battery technology, the range is going to increase, the performance is going to increase. And this is a family sedan. Tesla has already announced that they are going to be releasing an economy class car in 2017, which will have over 300-mile range, sub 4 second, 0 to 60, but will also cost less than $35,000, making it accessible to the regular consumer market. With the business practice of Tesla, electric vehicles have been proven to be a viable solution to the oil problem. With an increased demand for electric vehicles, change in the perception of the market, and a push to mass produce them in an economically viable way will be inevitable. The more electric cars on the road, the less demand there will be for oil. If we partner renewable energy sources with electric vehicles, we can reduce the amount of oil we need to zero. This will preserve our planet's ecosystem and ensure that we don't need to pay more and more to travel. There will be no need to continue to participate in dangerous oil producing and consumption activities that can lead to excess CO2 in our atmosphere and cause economic and natural disasters. Thank you.